Hello guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing 11 part-time jobs international students in the UK can do while studying that requires zero experience and even home students can do. Number 1 is my favorite. Before coming to the UK, I came with the intention of working to help pay my fees, and that was one of the first things I tried to do once I settled in. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you're also trying to get a part-time job, and I've been in this country for 2 years, and most of these jobs on this list I have done, and I'll be sharing how easy it is to get them, the difficulty of the jobs, so please stick around to the end of the video. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. Number 12, cleaning and housekeeping. As a cleaner or housekeeper, you can work for agencies or companies that hire you as a cleaner to work in different locations. The housekeeper mostly works in hotels, cleaning hotel rooms and everything. The job can be difficult, but I think it's not too bad because they give you all of the cleaning appliances. Everything is with machines. They have very good chemicals. It's probably one of the easiest jobs on this list to get. Both cleaning and care work are so easy to get in the UK because those are things a lot of people don't like to do. Number 11 on my list is tutoring. I really like this one because you can work from home. It can be really easy if you're good at explaining things to people. The pay is really good. You can get up to £20 per hour. But the reason why it's number 11 and not number 1 is because it's pretty difficult to get as an international student, because most tutoring jobs you apply for require you to be self-employed, but you cannot work as self-employed on a student visa. Self-employed just means that you work for yourself and you are not working for a company and you don't get a salary, you're not on any company's payroll, you don't need a national insurance number, and the government does not like that because they're not able to track how many hours you work. So anything freelance or most tutoring jobs is not allowed as an international student in the UK, but it's something to watch out for. Like, just keep searching, and if you find an employer that is willing to employ you to tutor and you don't have to be self-employed to do the job, then it's really worth it because most tutoring jobs are probably the best paying part-time jobs you can do. Moving on to number 10, care working. So as a care worker, you take care of the elderly, but not only the elderly, you can take care of young children as well or disabled people. Just make sure they are all right. You feed them if they need to be fed, or wash them, things like that. It's not my favorite on this list, but it's one of the easiest jobs you can get as an international student. So if you come here and you're in a hurry to start making money, care work is your go-to because it's just everywhere. You just have to think that you want to do care work and they will do it. And the pay is between £10 to £13 depending on your employer, the same as all the other jobs on this list. So in terms of difficulty, this job can be quite difficult, especially if the people you're taking care of are not friendly. Some of them could be racist, brutal, so it really depends on the person you're taking care of. Number 9 on this list is kitchen porter. As a kitchen porter, you basically wash dishes in a restaurant, a school, a cafe, actually anywhere they serve food or drinks in non-takeaway bowls. It's a very difficult job to do. I have done this myself and it's one of the most difficult things I've had to do in this country. It really depends on where you work and if you're working with someone. It's true that you use a dishwasher to wash, but it could be a lot because plates come in non-stop. That depends if the place you're working at is like very busy and all, but I've really had a bad experience with this. Number 8 is warehouse worker. As a warehouse worker, you work in warehouses like Amazon warehouses, Selco, to like pack orders and ship them out. Sometimes you have to drive forklifts and all of that. This is like a very manual role, so it might be a bit difficult if you're not fit or if you're not used to manually lifting things. I feel like it's more of a male role, so if you're a female, this might not be the best for you. The pay, like I said, is still between 10 to maybe £15 sometimes if you're doing night shifts on this one. In terms of how easy it is to get, I cannot say for sure how easy this one is to get, but from the people who do it that I know of, apparently if you're fit and you can handle heavy stuff, it can be very easy for you to get these jobs. Number 7 is waiter, waitress, caterer, hospitality assistant, whatever you want to call it. All of that is under the catering or hospitality industry. So here you basically have to work in restaurants or pubs or bars or events to serve people, serve them food. So this is not only limited to restaurants and bars, but you can work even in companies. I have worked in McLaren, for example, as a catering assistant. Anywhere they sell food, it's a place that you can probably find work at as a catering assistant. Waiter, caterer, catering assistant, hospitality assistant, barista, team member. Those are all words that you can input into job websites to help you get a job in the hospitality industry. This is probably the sector where most students find jobs in. It's not so hard to get a job in these roles. You just need to broaden your search, not limited to restaurant but also to companies. The difficulty of this job comes when you have to stand long hours, especially in restaurants. This is what I've done most of my time in the UK, and it can really be hard. Sometimes I would go to work. If I do it a week consecutively, I will have blisters on my feet. But if you're somebody who is bubbly and you like interacting with people, yeah, you will most likely enjoy this role. So number 6 is barista. So barista still falls under the hospitality industry. A barista is just someone who makes coffee. All those people who work at Starbucks, make specialty coffees, are called baristas. And baristas can only work in coffee shops. Anywhere they sell coffee, that is their domain, and it's quite difficult to get because most barista roles require you to have experience. Some companies would accept you if you don't have experience, but most of them want you to have barista kind of experience. Number 5 is a retail assistant. As a retail assistant, you can work in supermarkets like Sainsbury's, Asda, Tesco's, just to name a few, as a cashier behind the tills, or you can work helping people by using self-service, or you can stack shelves, or you can also work in other high street shops like Primark, H&M, Next, etc. I've worked in Sainsbury's as a shelf stacker, and I would say this was literally my worst experience in the UK working. It was horrible. I used to work night shifts. The pay was really good. I used to get £15 an hour working night shifts. Any job where they have to make you work at night, they pay you more. So if you don't mind not sleeping at night to get your higher pay, then I really recommend getting jobs with night shifts. It can be really difficult if you're stacking shelves, but it could be really good if you're behind a till. In terms of how easy it is to get, really easy, I think, because big supermarkets like big Sainsbury's, Tesco's are always hiring. Number 4, hotel receptionist. So as a hotel receptionist, you basically help people who are coming to check in into the hotel. You check them in, help them with their bags if you have to, be able to speak English properly, and yeah, they're good to go to be a hotel receptionist. I don't know many hotel receptionists, but I know that was the job my elder sister did when she came to the UK to do her studies. According to what she told me, getting a hotel receptionist job is not so hard. Someone told her about the job and she walked into the hotel and asked to see the manager, told him she was interested. He told her to come the next day for an interview. She came in and did the interview, and he was like, okay, tomorrow I put on black skirts and black trousers and I come in, and that's how she got her job. She says it's not so hard. You basically have to stand there, look pretty, say hi to customers, be polite, and yeah, that's mostly it. Number 3, babysitting. As a babysitter, all you have to do is take care of a baby or a toddler or a teenager. You can either work for an agency that offers babysitting services, so you can work through the company as a babysitter and they pay you. It's not so difficult to get, but most times when you want to work with children or vulnerable babies or persons, you need a DBS certificate, which is a background check to make sure that you don't have any criminal records or convictions that might make you a dangerous person for the children or for the older person you're taking care of. If the children are well behaved, it shouldn't be too bad, but if you have really stubborn children, then that might be a problem. So number 2, nursery assistant or teaching assistant. On this job, you can work in a nursery or a primary school to assist the teacher with the kids. Most times you would find that teaching assistants in nurseries. If you really like kids, this could be a perfect job for you. I have applied to this once, got called a few days later, and they told me I needed a DBS certificate. I was going to apply for the certificate, but I got another job, so I left this one. It wasn't so complicated to get. I really think you can get it as long as you have the right checks, police checks, DBS certificates and everything. So finally, my first and favorite part-time job for international students or just students in the UK is event staff or agency worker. This is the one I've been doing my whole time in the UK. As a hospitality staff or event staff or agency worker, you get to travel to different places for different events and work as a caterer there. So you could have different roles such as washing dishes, picking papers or clearing tables. You can work on coffee machines, work on the till. Like, there's so much that you can do as a catering staff. I've worked at race courses, car launching companies. Basically 90% of the jobs I've done have been through the agency I work for. And the thing I really love most about agency working is that you can also get work at companies or restaurants that need staff but cannot get staff, so you just get temporary agency workers to come and do the job. The fact that they need people and they don't have people makes them more visible to you who work for the agency, so that if you go to this place and you like the job that you did there or you like to come back, most of them are happy to actually take you as a permanent employee rather than having you through the agency. That is how I got almost all of my jobs, and it's so much easier because you don't have to go through the entire interview process. You've already worked for them, they know what you're like, so if they like you, they would really be happy for you to come back. That's the main reason why I like it, because you can easily find employers who are looking for staff and will be willing to hire you just like that. It's flexible. If there's a period when you don't want to work, you don't have to, like, if your exams are coming, you don't have to book shifts for yourself. You can just be like, okay, I'm going to take 2 weeks off, I'm not going to do anything, and you don't have to give any explanation to anybody. You can choose when you want to work. If you go to a place and you don't like the work there, you don't have to come back. You can just never apply to them. If you go there, you like the job, you can always go back. So it's really just perfect. But I don't recommend staying too long working for the agency. I would recommend really trying to find one employer and work for them, because agency work can be very inconsistent. So you might have periods when there's so much to do, there's so many events, so many activities to do, but there are other periods when there's nothing to do. I've been through that, and I can say for sure that you don't want to be on holiday willing to work and there's no work for you to do. So if you start with an agency, be on the lookout for a place where you want to work permanently. Those are the jobs that international students can do in the UK. If there's anyone that I've missed, let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts if this has been helpful to you. I know how challenging trying to find a job can be, but I just want to encourage you, don't give up. Just keep going. Talk to people, tell friends that you're looking for jobs. Don't be afraid to walk into shops and ask them if they are hiring. I really wish you the best in your job search. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.